Oh, yeah. Is it Monday already? Okay. The Super Bowl, the big game, as they put it online, has come and gone. And the Andor Season 2 trailer, in quotations, was revealed. A whole lot of nothing, chat. A whole lot of nothing. So where is the real Andor teaser trailer? Where is the real Andor trailer? Will it be coming out this week? That's the rumor, but I don't know if that has any validity to it. We're going to talk about what this Andor Super Bowl trailer looked like, and we're going to talk about it because it's stupid. But also, we have some crazy Rey movie news. Sorry, Daisy Ridley has come out to talk about it, and Skeleton Crew Season 2 has been sparked since Megacon was this weekend. So we got a lot to get into, and of course, not a lot of time. So without further ado, let's dive into all of it. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing on this fine Monday afternoon? So it is the Monday after the big game, as the Eagles took down the Chiefs, if you did not watch, but if you're not a football fan, it doesn't really matter. But the big rumor was that we were going to be getting an Andor Season 2 trailer during that big old bowl. And well, we did get a trailer that featured Cassian Andor. I wouldn't really call it an Andor trailer. Okay? And now it's getting a little strange as a Star Wars fan because we have about 2 months, give or take a couple days, until this Andor Season 2 releases. And we have yet to see an Andor Season 2 trailer. So what's going on, chat? Well, first things first, let's watch the trailer. That's pissing me off. Nope, that's even worse. That's better. Trailer that was released during the big game, and let's see what of Cassian Andor we actually got to see, shall we? Okay, Jack brings up a great point. That Thunderbolts trailer was absolutely insane. Give me a 1 to the chat if you're a Marvel fan, because that Thunderbolts trailer, oh, it was so good. I really didn't know what to expect with the Thunderbolts movie. It's a movie of a bunch of sort of misfits, I guess, in the MCU. And I gotta say, that trailer blew me away. I mean, it looks so much better than I ever thought it would. But we're talking Star Wars today. We're talking Andor Season 2 and the lack thereof the trailer in the Super Bowl. But let's take a look at this. Let's take a look and see what the hell's going on with the Andor Season 2 trailer. Because here's the deal. We got Rey movie news today. We got Skeleton Crew news today. We got a bunch of Star Wars fun stuff. But Andor Season 2 is still the very next project that we have, and it comes out in about 2 months from now. And yet we've never seen a trailer for this show. But we do have some scenes. We have some scenes from the show that are from trailers. They're just not Andor trailers. If that doesn't make any sense, let's just watch it, okay? But actually, before we do any of that, geez, we have to say hi to the chat first. Duh. Let's say hi to everybody in the chat, shall we? Brandon Baker, what is up? The Mandoverse, the multiverse is broken. How we doing? Justin, what is up? Freddie in the house. JC, how we doing? Kit Fisto, what is up? 730 Evie, how we doing? Jack Robbins in the house. Jedi Jarvo, how we doing? Carry on, what is up? Holly in the house. Star Wars Jedi Podcast, what's up, Ron? Starship 66, how we doing? Darth Raccoon in the house. Tafari Tano, what is up? Stanley, how we doing? Skywalker Academy, what is up? Mr. / X, how we doing? If I missed you, you guys know the deal. Let's just give everybody a nice little
Hello there.
General Kenobi.
Okay, so let's just start with the Andor trailer that was revealed during the big game. I don't get it. Why can't we call it the big old bowl? The Super Bowl. What? Why not? Why not? I don't get it, chat. I don't understand this one. There's a lot of viral things on the social medias, on the interwebs that I don't understand, and this one's probably the biggest one. Why can't we say the big old bowl? Why is it a big old game and not just a super big old bull? I don't get it. But having said that, the question is, why can't we say it? I don't get it. Whatever. Because when you look at this video that we're about to watch, which is the Andor trailer from the Big Old Bull, even the title of the video is "What If Big Game Spot Disney Plus?" Not super, but big game spot. There's nothing super about it. That's true. Okay, but let's take a look at this, shall we? Let's take a gander. So this is What If. This was the Disney Plus trailer that featured Andor Season 2 in it. Blink, you might miss it, so let's pay attention, chat. What? This is the worst what if scenario I've ever seen in my life. What? If this was true, then none of us would be here, chat. Start it over. Now there's no joy either? This commercial sucks. Nice. That would really suck. This commercial blows. Okay, moving on. Yes! People were murdered in that building, chat. They were, okay? But if you blink, you miss it. Cassian Andor was seen in this trailer. Right there. Right there. So this was the big old Andor Season 2 trailer for the Super Bowl. This was the only look we got of them. This was it. This is it, chat. This is it. I don't know. I really don't know what's going on right now. It's just gotten weirder and weirder and weirder. There has been multiple opportunities for them to come out and release a trailer. I mean, for the last 6 months, there's been multiple opportunities for them to come out and release a trailer. I thought D23 Brazil back in November probably would have been the best bet. You're in November, you got November, December, January, February, March. You're about 5-ish months away from the release of the show. That's usually when they release a teaser trailer with a release date. They released a release date, which is April 22nd, but they didn't give us any trailer with that release date. Now, fast forward to today, which is February 10th, about 2 months, give or take a few weeks away, there's still no teaser trailer. Now, this isn't the only scene of Andor Season 2 that we've seen thus far, but it's quite strange to me that we really haven't seen much at all of this second season of Andor when it's so close. So close you can almost taste it. So my question to you, chat, is where is the trailer? The actual trailer. I'm not talking about this. I'm not talking about the couple scenes we're about to watch from the trailer that was released a couple months ago. I'm talking an actual Andor Season 2 full-on trailer. Official trailer for Andor Season 2. Where is it? Trailers tomorrow? Well, thank you. That's helpful. That's helpful. held up in Area 51. Okay. All right. Well, here's the good news, Chad. From this one frame, we kind of get a lot of information because he can only be in one of two places here. One, Coruscant. He's got a very Coruscantian look on him right now. This is the most spiffy we've ever seen Cassian look in the show or movie that he's featured in. He's got nice slick back hair, almost like a Obi-Wan mullet going on there, and he's dressed quite nicely. Obviously, the background behind him is very Coruscantian-esque. That lady right there could be the girl from Andor season 1, but I don't think so. He also could be on Gorman, where the Gorman massacre happens. And that's what kind of looks like is outside this window over here. But other than that, this nice little smirk that Cassian gives us. Serious Cassian. Smirky Cassian. Okay, so that's it. Now, we do have another trailer. Okay. Now, this was from a couple months ago. So let's take a look at this. This was from 2 months ago. November 12th. It's now February 10th. So almost 3 months ago. And this was where we got the most, or the best look at Andor Season 2 we've gotten to date. The closest thing to an Andor Season 2 trailer we've ever received was 3 months ago. And it's not even an Andor Season 2 trailer. It's called the Disney Plus official Coming to 2025 trailer. Andor Season 2, Daredevil Born Again, and more. So let's take a look at this. We've watched this already, but we're going to take a look again because it's the only thing we got for an Andor Season 2 trailer. All right, we're skipping to Andor, sorry. By the way, this was Skeleton Crew, but we've already seen that show. So we're skipping all the way to Andor. Yeah, right here. That's it. There's your Andor Season 2 trailer. And all we've got. So yes, it's something, I guess. Got stormtroopers. This is the Gorman Massacre. What it looks like. This is Bix. She looks pretty upset. She should be. The end of season 1 was not the best for her. This is him stealing some sort of TIE defender looking thing. Yeah. Or TIE executioner, whatever you want to call it. So this is him slick back, or wherever you just was slick back. Luthen's yelling at him, saying to him, you're thinking like a soldier. You need to think like a leader. Luthen rocking the short hair here. Badass. This is him on Yavin 4, it looks like. Yeah, that's Yavin 4. You can see the peak of one of those pyramid-looking things over there. You got an X-Wing to the left. Yavin 4. And then Bix on some sort of farming planet. So, obviously not a lot going on here. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, chat. This is very strange. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know why Andor Season 2's trailer has not dropped yet. We've been in this weird sort of limbo between projects, between Skeleton Crew and Andor Season 2, and usually in that limbo is where we get all these trailers and get hyped up for the next project. So far, I have not been able to talk about Andor Season 2. I have not really been able to speculate and get into what's coming in Andor Season 2 because we don't know. We don't. We think we know a lot about this second season of Andor. We know that it leads into Rogue One, but that's about it. Plot-wise, the Gorman Massacre will play a role, obviously, Bix might die. Luthen might die. Everybody might die because they're not in A New Hope. They're not in Rogue One, except for Cassian. So nobody's safe in this second season. Leads you to say that we have no idea what's going on in this second season. Now, the problem is I've not been able to get hyped up and speculate what's going on because we haven't gotten a trailer to dissect, some information to be given. So in the time period since Skeleton Crew Season 1 has ended, we've only been talking about the new news, and the new news has usually been about movies. The Mandalorian and Grogu, the Rey movie, which we're going to be talking about today, Sean Levy's movie, Ryan Gosling coming to a Sean Levy movie, Henry Cavill being the possibly villain of Simon Kinberg's trilogy. All these crazy cool news stories, but none of them pertain to Andor Season 2. Even Ahsoka Season 2 is getting more updates than Andor Season 2, and Ahsoka Season 2 hasn't even started filming yet. We've gotten the Hayden Christensen stuff and the Ewan McGregor stuff and all that. But with Andor Season 2, the lack of any information, the lack of any trailers has led us to sit here and just not talk about it. And that's very, very strange. I think a trailer is obviously on its way. I think they've had a trailer done and ready to go for some time now. The strangest part to me is that they haven't released it yet. The people who were at Star Wars Celebration in 2023, 2 years ago, got a teaser trailer for Andor Season 2. 2 years ago. And yet, we sit here 2 months away from Andor Season 2, 2 years after that event, and still no trailer. I don't know, chat. What is going on? What do we think? When do you think we will get this trailer? I think Disney is releasing trailers closer to the release date lately. Daredevil Born Again only released its trailer 2 months early, so Andor trailer could be this month. Daredevil Born Again, wasn't there a trailer for it like a few months ago, though? Like at least a teaser trailer? Who is the villain so far for Andor Season 2? Well, it's going to be obviously Dedra and Cyril. Or Cyril, I should say. He eats cereal. But Krennic will be in Season 2. We know that for a fact. Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully this week. Honestly, Justin, I'm hoping it's this week too. But it's, I mean, what gives us the notion that it will come out this week? You know? Yeah, Krennic will be in it. On Valentine's Day? Well, usually they release trailers on Mondays, Tuesdays, or Wednesdays for the most part. I mean, it changes a lot, but usually it's a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's usually like a beginning of the week type thing that they like to sort of get people hyped up. It's not usually a weekend thing for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah. You're going to put money on that? The fact that it's going to be this weekend? Okay. Okay. Well, here's the thing. If they're going to release it this weekend, then why not make it a Super Bowl trailer? Like, you have this massive audience for the Super Bowl, and I get that it costs a lot of money to make a Super Bowl trailer, but this is Disney we're talking about. This is Disney. They had multiple trailers during that Super Bowl. Why not add another one for Andor Season 2? Or take that What If trailer that we just watched and turn it into an Andor Season 2 trailer. People are excited for Andor Season 2. The people who don't know about it can't be excited. There's so many people out there, even Star Wars fans, people who consider themselves hardcore Star Wars fans, who don't even know that Andor Season 2 is coming out this year, or they don't even know that it has a release date of April 22nd. We need to be informed as the audience, and we need a trailer. Yeah. Christian, what's up? My prediction is the middle of March. Well, Brandon, that would bring us to a month before the show airs. And we get no trailer until a month before the show airs. This doesn't sound right. Literally every other Star Wars project to date, live action that is, has had a trailer far earlier than 2 months before it. We went through this a couple streams ago. 4 or 5 months early, there was a teaser trailer for every live-action Star Wars project. Andor is now 2 months away, and we have nothing. You know? Like it says in yellow when you click on Andor, Season 2 is coming soon. Oh, you mean on Disney Plus? Hang on, let's check that out. On Disney Plus, you mean? Let's take a gander. Is it Ira? What's up? How we doing? You guys think March? Really? Because the NFL restricts the word Super Bowl. Why, though? No trailer still. Yeah, no. Oh, you're talking about Andor. Okay, let's take a look. Yeah, so when you go on Disney Plus and you click on Andor, you get this message. Season 2 coming to Disney Plus April 22nd, 2025. But nothing. No trailer, no nothing. Extras, maybe? So this is Andor Season 1's trailer. Nothing. Nothing. Oh, and shout out to the members. If you guys are not yet a member, think about becoming a member of the people who love Star Wars. We just had our second ever members only live stream yesterday. We do them every Sunday now as we are watching through every episode of Andor Season 2 as we get hyped up for the second season. Or Andor Season 1, sorry. As we get hyped up for the second season. But no trailer. Now, at first it was just something kind of weird. Like people were like, okay, we're getting a little closer to Andor. Where's the trailer? But now it's gotten to this. Like people are sort of losing it online now. We've gotten way too close to this show without a trailer. And people are noticing, to say the least. People are recognizing that something is off here. We are far too close to this Andor Season 2 to not have a trailer. If we're only getting one trailer for Andor Season 2, then it's releasing in March, not February. Well, what they've been doing for the most recent projects, the last two projects of last year were The Acolyte and Skeleton Crew. And The Acolyte and Skeleton Crew's marketing strategies were really, really good, actually. They released the usual teaser trailer about 4 or 5 months in advance. And then about a month before the show aired, we were getting like a trailer or a TV spot or a new like short snippet of the show every single day. Pretty much every single day, if not every other. And it was fantastic. I mean, as Star Wars fans, it got us so ridiculously hyped up. It got in front of so many people's faces because you're releasing new trailers all the time. It's just going to bound to get in front of more people's faces. And it probably helped the numbers greatly. Now, Skeleton Crew and The Acolyte are infamously low when it comes to numbers. But that's more so because of the content itself. Skeleton Crew and The Acolyte are also the first two sort of Star Wars shows to not rely on another Star Wars project or legacy characters to stay afloat. But the marketing strategy for both shows was spectacular. And I think hopefully they stick to that marketing strategy when it comes to Andor. So about a month away in March, the marketing will kick in and we'll get trailer after trailer after trailer. However, we have yet to get the official trailer that usually comes out at least 2 months in advance. At least. Teaser trailers are 4 to 5 months in advance, but we just skipped that portion for Andor Season 2 for some reason. Now, honestly, you got to start thinking about why would they do this? Why would they not give us a teaser trailer for Andor Season 2? Maybe it's because they're trying to hide something. I don't know. But they've already told us that Krennic's going to be in Season 2. They've already told us that K2SO is going to be in Andor Season 2. So why not just give us a teaser trailer that features both those characters? Literally anything would get fans hyped up at this point. Yeah. They could just pull a season 1 and release the main trailer with the announcement that the show is being delayed a month. Well, here's why I don't think that Andor will be delayed. Yes, I know Andor season 1 was delayed. I know Star Wars projects have been delayed in the past, but Andor season 2 is pretty much the exact same time as Star Wars Celebration. Now, Star Wars Celebration is an event. It can't be delayed. It's from April 18th to April 20th in Japan. It's, of course, where there's going to be all these crazy announcements of new Star Wars projects, new shows, new everything. But Andor Season 2 is going to have such a presence there, and I wouldn't be surprised if the first episode even came out a day earlier to sort of coincide with Star Wars Celebration. But with that being said, because it's so close to Star Wars Celebration, I don't see Andor Season 2 being delayed at all. Yeah. Plus, it's had so long to sort of be made. Like I said, 2 years ago, people at Star Wars Celebration got to see a trailer for Andor Season 2. That was 2 years ago. And of course, there was the writer's strikes and all that stuff, but they've been done filming for a long time. Over a year, I think. Over a year. So this show has had more than enough time. It should not need to be delayed any longer. Considering that Rogue One cameos will be in Andor Season 2, we get one trailer for Mando Season 2 due to the major Clone Wars cameos. I wouldn't be surprised if we only get one trailer for Andor Season 2. I agree with you, the one sort of main trailer. But that doesn't stop them from making all these TV spots and these short little trailers that they release online. Like, those will still happen. Yes, usually there's only one or two new scenes in there, but it usually gets the people going and gets the speculation going. Now, the reason that Mando Season 2 didn't have as much marketing and time is because it was released so quickly after Season 1. Those were released within the same calendar year. Think about that. That's never happened with a Star Wars Season 1, Season 2 show since then. So, Andor Season 2, although it could have a bunch of crazy surprises from Rogue One or connections to A New Hope or connections to Star Wars Rebels or anything like that, it still needs a trailer. It still needs marketing. The Mandalorian is its own sort of thing. You could just release a Mando movie with no marketing and it would still probably do extremely well because the Mandalorian and Grogu have gotten the name for themselves. Look down, Grogu's on your shirt right now. He's not on my shirt today, but Din Djarin is, and he's, of course, his dad. So, The Mandalorian versus Andor, when you look at the viewing numbers, are not even in the same galaxy. One's on Peridea and one's on Coruscant. They're not even in the same, anywhere close to each other. So, Andor Season 2 definitely needs the marketing that Mando Season 2 didn't. Yeah. They should market it heavily around Rogue One nostalgia. Yeah, I think they definitely should do that, for sure. It's not that it's, it's nostalgia, I guess. Can you really consider 8 years ago nostalgia? I mean, I guess, sure, why not? But having said that, they should be marketing it around Rogue One, because Rogue One was a $1 billion success of a movie, and fans loved it. Fans obviously loved Season 1 of Andor too, but you want to, be like, you remember these guys? Well, they're going to be in this show. Yeah. For sure. But here's the deal. I feel like the excitement level for Andor Season 2 is pretty high because, and it's a second season, obviously, but because Andor Season 1 was so good for the people who watched it, it was so good that people are so excited for Season 2. Now, that's a good thing, but there's a lot of normie fans out there that either didn't watch Season 1 or watched Season 1 but forgot about it or don't even know that there's a second season or anything like that. The people who don't sit here 3 times a week and talk about Star Wars all day long, those fans don't know that this is coming and they need to be informed. the more so normie fans, to say the least. So, a trailer is necessary. It's only a matter of when. And the trailer that they released for the Super Bowl, or the big game, and the trailer that they released 3 months ago are not trailers. They're teases in a other trailer at best. So this right here is not cutting it. What the heck? Oh, sorry. This right here, it's not cutting it. It is not. So, with that being said, chat, when do you think this Andor Season 2 trailer will be released? What do we think? When do you think? And actually, if you haven't smashed a freaking like on this stream, do so now. But I want to put up a poll in the chat. So let's do this. Let's put up a poll here. Are you excited for Andor Season 2? Yes or no? So we did this poll leading up to Skeleton Crew. For the months and months and months leading up till Skeleton Crew, we did this poll of, are you excited for Skeleton Crew? Now, the numbers for that poll were pretty strange. About 3-4 months out, the hype was not there. It was probably like 55-45 at most. But as we got closer and closer and closer to Skeleton Crew, the number went higher and higher into the 70s, into the 80s. I don't really remember if it got into the 90s, but the hype level for Skeleton Crew grew quite a bit. But what's really interesting to me, and obviously Skeleton Crew was a first season, it wasn't a spin-off of Rogue One. It didn't have these legacy characters, so to speak. So obviously it didn't have as much of a pull. But what's really cool to me is that Andor Season 2 does seem to have the hype behind it that Skeleton Crew didn't. And Skeleton Crew was a massive success, don't get me wrong. The viewership numbers climbed every single week. And the fans who watched it, much like Andor Season 1, the fans who watched it absolutely loved it. So I think Andor Season 2, and when we talk about Skeleton Crew Season 2 later, I think it's a good sign for Skeleton Crew Season 2. But when we talk about Andor Season 2, the excitement level is a lot higher. When you look at the poll right now in the chat that I just put up, it's already at 94% of you guys are excited for this show. We're 2 months away. When we were 2 months away for Skeleton Crew, it was probably around 60%. So it's a lot more excitement for Andor Season 2, even without the trailer, than there ever was for Skeleton Crew. And that makes sense. It's obviously the second season. But I got this pretty good article that I wanted to get into here coming from Screen Rant. And it pretty much is asking the same question that I'm asking you guys. Where is the trailer? So let's take a look at this. What's going on with the Andor Season 2 trailer? And why hasn't Disney released it yet? What's going on with the Andor Season 2 trailer? Why hasn't Disney released it yet? Excitement is building for Andor Season 2, clearly. You look at the chat right now, which will continue what many believe to be the best Star Wars TV show to date. Tell me in the chat, do you think Andor Season 1 is the best Star Wars show from Disney Plus to date? What do we think? Is it the best? To me, it's not. To me, it's not. I have Ahsoka higher than it. I have The Mandalorian higher than it. It's probably number 3 for me. But I know for a lot of people, it is number 1. Yeah, I see a bunch of yeses. Some no's, but a bunch of yeses. Yeah, second best behind Mando. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Well, let's keep going. Some fans, many believe it to be the best TV show from Star Wars to date. Disney officially began to drip feed promotions before Christmas to generate excitement for 2025. But things seem to have slowed down a little now. Last night's big game was a big opportunity for studios, streamers, and networks to drop some of the highest profile trailers. I wasn't expecting anything from Andor Season 2, although I do admit that being something of a night owl here in the UK, nice, I remained online in the background just in case. And to my surprise, I found Andor Season 2 trending on Twitter/X, even though a trailer didn't come out. It seems I was one of a few who didn't anticipate a trailer. What's going on? So even though there was no trailer released during the Super Bowl and Cassian's nice face was shown briefly in a blink you miss it type situation, Andor Season 2 was still trending online. The hype for this show is clearly here. We're just missing the trailer. So again, I ask, what's going on? Actually, I see somebody brought up a good point in the chat. They might be focusing on Captain America right now. Now, although I do get that, Disney owns both Star Wars and Marvel. We've seen projects from Star Wars and Marvel overlap time and time again, especially marketing for the projects. I don't think the release of Captain America has anything to do with the lack there of a Andor Season 2 trailer. Honestly, I think it would only help. More people focusing on Disney Plus, more people focusing on Disney as a whole, as a company, you'd have more people looking online at an Andor Season 2 trailer, and then the next recommended video would likely be a Captain America trailer. As usually a Star Wars fan is a Marvel fan, and the Marvel fan is a Star Wars fan. It's not always the case, but sometimes it is. But let's keep going. It's too soon for an Andor Season 2 trailer? Let's take a look. It's easy to see why many people thought we were going to get an Andor Season 2 trailer drop at the Super Bowl last night, at the big game. The show will premiere on April 22nd, which means we are just 71 days. Is that today? Hang on. Yeah, this came out today. So we are 71 days. That's it. Away from returning to the Star Wars galaxy in Andor Season 2. 71 days. Okay. That would be comparable to last year's The Acolyte, where the first trailer dropped 77 days before the first two episodes dropped on Disney+. But here's the catch. The Acolyte was a much harder sell, introducing viewers to a whole new era in the galactic history, meaning the marketing campaign needed to get started further out. Now, here's the problem with this. They're talking about the official trailer for The Acolyte. The teaser trailer for The Acolyte was released 4 or 5 months in advance, not 77 days. So yes, they did need more time to establish these Acolyte characters and who they are and get people hyped up for the show earlier because they have never seen these characters before. And with Andor, you've seen him twice in Andor Season 1 and in Rogue One. But even still, we are getting very, very close to the second season. So, there is no real pattern to when trailers drop on Disney+. However, Lucasfilm and Marvel often wind up putting out trailers at events like Star Wars Celebration or D23. Although the studios sometimes wiggle around this by releasing exclusive footage instead. Still, discounting those events, there seems to be a basic principle. The more confident Disney is of a show, the less pressure rests upon it. The later the trailer will drop. So, with a more likelihood of success, usually a second season, the longer it takes to release a trailer. There is just 34 days between Percy Jackson's Season 1 trailer and its premiere. And Daredevil Born Again's first trailer dropped only 34 days before the eagerly anticipated premiere. But here's the deal. My problem with these numbers is the teaser trailers. The teaser trailers, when we go back and look, hang on, let's do it right now. When you go back and look at the teaser trailer release dates, they usually come out, the teaser trailers that is, at a Star Wars Celebration or a D23 like they mentioned. Now, the problem with that is there was a D23 back in August of last year and a D23 Brazil in November of last year, and neither of those had a Andor Season 2 teaser trailer. But when you look at this, when you look at the teaser for, let's go all the way back. Let's go all the way to the Acolyte first. When you go all the way back to the Acolyte's first trailer, it was released on March 19th. March 19th. This show aired on June 4th, June 3rd, something like that. March, April, May, at least 3 months in advance. You could put in June there, but that's when it released. So you're talking, that's that many months in advance. Let's go to the Skeleton Crew one. Skeleton Crew. But this is the official trailer they were talking about before. This was only the other official trailer, the actual official trailer, May 4th. So that was only a month before. Skeleton Crew. August 9th. August. This show released in December. August, September, October, November, December. Now, obviously, it's the beginning of December, so 4 months. Still, 4 months. So the crazy part about this is when you look at the lineup of these teaser trailers, it's been far too long since we haven't gotten this Andor Season 2 trailer. Far too long. March 19th seems so far away. Well, no, it wouldn't be March 19th for Andor Season 2, because if The Acolyte is March 19th and it came out in June, well, Andor is 2 months earlier than that. So the Andor Season 2 trailer should be 2 months earlier than March 19th, which would put you in January, which we've already passed, by the way. It's now February, and we still don't have an Andor Season 2 trailer. But let's finish this article. So, the idea here posed by Screen Rant is that the more confident that Disney is in a show, the later they will drop a trailer. So the fact that we haven't gotten an Andor Season 2 trailer yet is supposed to lead us to believe that they have a lot of confidence in Andor Season 2. Now that makes sense. Andor Season 1 was a success with the fans who watched it. But I have to remind you guys how divided the Star Wars fandom was on Andor Season 1. Calling it and bore, complaining about the AK-47s looking too realistic, complaining about the lack of aliens, complaining about bricks and screw, complaining about everything. I mean, that's all the Star Wars fandom does nowadays, but they complained about everything. And the viewer numbers for Andor were not that good because nobody knew who Cassian Andor was. Even if you saw Rogue One, you probably didn't remember his name because he comes and he goes and he dies by the end of the movie. He's no Luke Skywalker. He's no Anakin Skywalker. He's no Obi-Wan Kenobi. So even Andor's viewer numbers were lower. So what gives them the idea, the confidence to not release a trailer to get people hyped up? If the viewer numbers weren't there, if you were met with a divide in the Star Wars fandom, then what's the delay? So this is where they actually go into in this article right here. Andor Season 1 didn't have the viewership, but it became a sleeper hit. Let's talk about this. There's been a lot of chatter about Andor Season 1's viewership numbers, but it's not necessarily all that accurate. In a review of Star Wars in 2024, I spoke with Jim Doyle, director and film and TV analyst from Luminate. a third-party analytics company who measures the performance of streaming shows. Andor was lower in viewership, he noted, but really steady. People held with the show. Andor is one of the best holding Star Wars shows as we go later on. So people keep discovering the show well after its initial release. So it's unlike other shows that Disney has released, Andor has gained a consistent following since its release. It's been the most consistently viewed best holding Star Wars show, as they put it, since its release. Now, this makes a lot of sense. And this is almost a word of mouth type situation here. And I think a very similar thing is going on right now with Skeleton Crew. Skeleton Crew's numbers went on a rise every single week as fans were quickly figuring out how good the show was. And I think the same thing will happen as word of mouth gets around. Skeleton Crew, that was great. You should go watch it. And people go and watch it. I think something similar will happen with Skeleton Crew. And as we start to talk about a Skeleton Crew Season 2 later on in the stream, we'll get into that. But with Andor Season 2 and Andor Season 1, it seems as though it's become more popular as time goes on. Now, here's the deal. This is not anything new when it comes to Star Wars. I mean, this happens over and over and over again in Star Wars history. You look at the prequel trilogy is the perfect example. The prequel trilogy, when they were released, was absolutely shit on by the critics and fans alike, because fans of the original trilogy wanted to see a continuation of that same original trilogy storytelling and all that sort of stuff. And the prequel trilogy was not that. Not at all. It was innovative. It was new. It was a completely different story. It was all this that wasn't the original trilogy. George Lucas didn't want to retell the same story. And that was met with a great divide in the Star Wars fandom, with many people not liking it, many people crapping all over it, and critics really, really not liking it. However, fast forward 25 years later, in 2025, or 26 years later, I guess, in 2025, the prequel trilogy is now beloved. I think Revenge of the Sith is the greatest Star Wars movie of all time, and I think a lot of you would agree with me. Maybe not, but that's your own opinion. However, the prequel trilogy has grown its appreciation greatly in the Star Wars fandom, and it just took time. The same can be said about the Clone Wars. The Clone Wars movie and the Clone Wars' first 3 seasons weren't met very well with the Star Wars fandom. And now, fast forward about a decade later, you got a massive fan base that will tell you that the Clone Wars is what makes Star Wars great. It's what gives it the greatness that it deserves. It gives Anakin the fall that he deserved. So it happens time and time again. Even Star Wars Rebels, I think, when it was being released, not very many people watched it. Many people thought it was just too much of a kid's show. They didn't really, the animation was a little weird, whatever it is. And now, it's been already 6-7 years since the finale aired. The love for Rebels has just grown more and more and more and more and more. And I think Andor is very similar to that kind of project. As time moves on, it's no longer Andor. It's no longer, the stupid bricks, the stupid Phillips head screwdrivers, all this stuff. That show was incredible. Probably the greatest writing in Star Wars we've seen in a very, very long time. But that takes time. And honestly, I don't know if Andor Season 2 is going to be met with this great welcoming hands from the Star Wars fandom, because Andor Season 1 wasn't. I don't think Andor Season 2 is going to have any differing things going on there. Yeah. But let's keep going. So, it's the best holding Star Wars show as time goes on, and people keep on watching it. This has massive implications for expectations when it comes to Andor Season 2. I mean, the first season's initial viewership is less important than its sustained performance, with the show basically becoming a sleeper hit on Disney+. Disney can be pretty confident this sustain... What? the sustained interest will drive high viewership for Andor season 2, and that the second season will likely to have some kind of continuing performance in the background, which will be great. The House of Mouse, nice, will have high hopes for Andor season 2. Now, before we get to this in a second, honestly, I don't know if this correlates. I really don't. Yes, a lot of people are coming on the bandwagon of Andor season 1. More people are watching it, but I think a lot of this has to do with the fact that there is a season 2 coming. So people who haven't watched Andor in a while are going to go back and watch it because not only is it really, really good, but they're also looking forward to season 2 and trying to recap on what happened in season 1. It's what we're doing right now with the members. We're doing members-only live streams every Sunday to get, I guess, reacquainted with Cassian and the crew before Andor season 2 comes out. It's not rocket science here. Like if you have a second season coming, more people are going to go back and watch the first season. So when you have shows like, I don't know, Book of Boba Fett, Kenobi, The Acolyte, Skeleton Crew, I'm just talking about one season shows that could get a second season, you're going to get more viewers because of a second season incoming. Because people know that there's a second season, there's anticipation for that second season, then more people will go back and watch the first season in anticipation for the second season. Does that make sense? So Andor season 2, the fact that they think it's going to be a success just because of Andor season 1 having a steady viewership rate over the last couple of years is not really 100% going to happen. I would not be surprised if Andor season 2 is met with the same divide that Andor season 1 had. Obviously, that's because of the Star Wars fandom in its current state, with just fans wanting to crap on everything. But that's a whole other issue for a whole other time, I guess. But let's keep reading this. So, circling back, that's why I didn't expect a trailer to drop at the Super Bowl. Andor season 2 feels a lot more like a surefire hit for Disney. I don't know about that. Like Andor season 1's views were low. Not low. Meaning it's far too soon to begin the marketing. That's why I pointed out Percy Jackson and Daredevil Born Again for comparison. Two shows where the House of Mouse had and has good reason for confidence, where we are probably going to wait a few more weeks for a trailer yet. And that's actually a good sign. So the lack of trailer here, the lack of an Andor season 2 trailer, the only tiny little snippets looking at Cassian and all these Disney Plus trailers, they spin this as a good thing. But is it? Tell me in the chat. Do you think the fact that we haven't gotten an Andor season 2 trailer is good news? Now, there have been rumors that the executives at Disney behind the scenes have seen this second season and they love it. But is this good news? Is the fact that we haven't seen a trailer yet a good thing? While you're at it, can I get some good cuts full of orders in the chat, please? Bumpa. Oh, we got a super chat. Annie K with a very generous $5 holla. I appreciate that, Annie K. I really, really do. Says, excited for Andor, Birth of the Rebellion. Nemik quote talking about his manifesto. Are you saying you want me to want me to look it up? What are you saying? Yeah, the Birth of the Rebellion is going to be pretty cool. I mean, obviously we get a lot of that in Star Wars Rebels, but the Andor side of it is more so I don't want to say more serious side because Rebels is pretty serious, but there's no Jedi involved. Like Andor's not going to be involved with the Force and the Jedi and all that stuff. It's just going to be Andor, you know? Yeah, no. But I appreciate the super chat. I really, really do, Andy K. I really, really do. I can give you the Nemik quote. Hang on. See if I can find it. Nemik Andor manifesto. Actually came up as soon as I looked it up. Is this it, though? What is this? Damn, that's got me hyped up. Oh, you guys couldn't hear that? You couldn't hear that the whole time, chat? I'm sitting here listening to this by myself. Oh my God. You missed the hype. Oh, I'll do it again. I'll do it again. God. Sitting there in silence and you didn't even tell me, chat.
He's writing a manifesto.
Okay, well then I got to hype this up a little bit more. This is incredible. Whoever put this together, I didn't even see the account. Hang on, let's see it. SWFT, this is incredible. You get my like, 100%, smash, boom. This is awesome. This is the manifesto. This is why the writing from Andor is so damn good and everybody loves the show so damn much because of this. This right here is why Andor Season 2 is going to be the greatest thing of the whole freaking year because of Tony Gilroy and his incredible writing. Watch this, chat. I can't believe I was muted the whole time. I was sitting here getting in my feels, getting all hyped up to join the rebellion right here, and you guys couldn't even hear it. Listen to this and tell me you're not going to go sign up to join the rebellion.
Manifesto. Did he tell you? Apparently the only thing keeping us from liberty is a few more ideas.
There will be times when the struggle seems impossible. I know this already. Alone, unsure, dwarfed by the scale of the enemy. Remember this. Freedom is a pure idea. It occurs spontaneously and without instruction. Random acts of insurrection are occurring constantly throughout the galaxy. There are whole armies, battalions that have no idea that they've already enlisted in the cause. Remember that the frontier of the rebellion is everywhere. And even the smallest act of insurrection pushes our lines forward. The Imperial need for control is so desperate because it is so unnatural. Tyranny requires constant effort. It breaks. It leaks. Authority is brittle. Oppression is the mask of fear. Remember that. And know this, that they will come when all these skirmishes and battles, these moments of defiance will have flooded the banks of the Empire's authority, and then there will be one too many. One single thing will break the siege. Remember this.
try.
I mean, come on. Gets you so hyped up. Yeah, no, that was just the Nemik's manifesto. That's not a trailer. That was not a trailer. Some Star Wars fan made this. That was pretty damn awesome, if I do say so myself. Wow, that was cool. Yeah, Nemik's manifesto. But that's just it. That's why Andor, the hype for Andor is so high. People really, really want the second season. People want the trailer. People want all this stuff because that first season, the writing, the acting, the performances, all of it was just so good, storytelling-wise, so damn good that people just want more. Like, the fact is, he just played out the entirety of the rebellion and how to fight back against the Empire. Nemik, of course, dies. Spoiler alert. He dies in the Aldhani arc. At the very end, he dies. And his manifesto lives on through Cassian. And of course, Cassian's going to ignite the rebellion along with a bunch of other people. But it's just the writing of the show is so damn good. Every line between characters is so placed perfectly and with intention and actual reason of being there. It's so good. It's so damn good. Okay. But having said that, there you go. Jordan Rennie with a very generous $5 holla. Damn, I appreciate that, Jordan. I really, really do. Says, evening all. Buzzing for Andor Season 2. Nice. Can we have a Saw Gerrera saying Boba Fett will know the truth impression, please? We can try. I don't even know what you're talking about, but yes. Saw Gerrera Boar Gullet will know the truth. Oh, here we go.
Noise!
Okay, this is a 2.5 minute video, so we're gonna have to find what you're talking about here.
Deceptions! Let's see it.
Lies and deceptions. I need for where he says this.
That's for you. He told me to find you.
No lie is safe. What have you really brought me? Cargo pilot. Borgullet will know the truth.
Borgullet will know the truth. Borgullet will know the truth. He's got such a weird voice. I love it. It's so... I don't even know.
Cargo pilot.
Cargo pilot.
Borgullet
Borgullet. Borgullet
will know the truth.
will know the truth. It's pretty good. Yeah. I mean, Rogue One is so, like Andor, vastly underrated. It is one of the greatest Star Wars movies of all time. And that's very, very difficult to do, especially in an era where everybody goes, Disney ruined Star Wars. Like, you're just dumb. Like, just tell me you're stupid and we'll call it a day. But Rogue One is one of the greatest Star Wars movies of all time. Top 3 for me, easily. And I'm sure for some of you, it's your favorite Star Wars movie. Tell me in the chat if Rogue One is your favorite Star Wars movie. But much like Andor, and hopefully Andor Season 2, it will likely be one of the greatest things we've ever seen. Yeah. Yeah. Indeed. Okay, but let's move on a little bit here because we've focused so much on Andor Season 2. We got to talk about this Rey movie news. So Daisy Ridley has given us an update, finally, on what's going on with this Rey movie. Now, well, let's just rate it. So this is an exclusive coming from Collider today. Both news stories we're talking about have come from today. So let's take a gander at this, shall we? And honestly, I want to put this up in the poll as a poll first. So let's end this one. let's end this one. By the way, Jordan, I appreciate the super chat. I really, really do. Super chats, memberships keep the lights on over here, so I appreciate it. Are you excited for Andor Season 2? 92% of you say yes. I think that number will continue to grow as we get a trailer, as we get closer to the show, and all that. The hype starts to build. But the fact that we already are starting at 92%, it's pretty damn cool. It's awesome. When you have a multi-season show, you can really get that growing, you know? Yeah, no. I broke my pen yesterday. It's a bummer because this pen is a lightsaber. I'm trying to fix it, but, you know, what are you going to do? Okay. Where was I? Okay, let's talk about this Rey movie news. Oh, I wanted to put up another poll. Shnikes, I'm all over the place today. Let's do this. Are you excited? What the hell? Didn't want to do that. Excited for the Rey movie. So let's see. Andor Season 2 is the next Star Wars project, obviously. So the hype level is really high for it. But the Rey movie is a very divided thing, to say the least. It's a character spin-off of the sequel trilogy, and people, of course, have their very, very strong opinions about it. So let's see where fans' heads are at when it comes to the Rey movie, shall we?
This is where the fun begins.
Let's start with this article. Oh, wait, I just missed a super chat. Hang on. Jordan Rennie with a very generous $2 holla. I appreciate that, Jordan. I really, really do. Says, Mike, release the trailer, damn it. I don't have the trailer. You think I got the trailer? You think I'm holding it back? No. No. Okay. But let's take a look at this trailer. I mean, not trailer. This news. So, this is an exclusive coming from Collider about Daisy Ridley talking about the Rey movie. Okay? So let's do this. Daisy Ridley may have gotten her start acting in the early 2010s with her small roles in various TV shows, shorts in TV shows. But it wasn't until 2015 that she stepped into the role that would change her life forever. Daisy Ridley led a new generation of Star Wars stories as Rey, first in The Force Awakens, before an appearance in The Last Jedi, and The Rise of Skywalker. Oh, I got a super chat. Hang on. Super chat. Hang on. Darth Plagueis lives with a very generous $5 holla. I appreciate that very, very much. Says Skeleton Crew Season 2. Yes, please. We'll get to Skeleton Crew Season 2 in a little bit. But the Rey movie just keeps getting better and better. Much love. Much love right back to you. But yeah, it seems as though every single piece of news we get for the Rey movie, it gets my hype level for it higher and higher and higher. Because here's the deal. A post-sequel trilogy story needs to be told. Should it be about Rey and her new Jedi Order movie? Well, that's up for debate, I guess. But even with that, Sharmina Beccino as the director hasn't really given fans a lot to sort of get hyped up about. And the fact that they've lost 3 writers now and they're on their 4th is a big concern. But it's what they're all saying now that gets me hyped up. What George Nolfi had to say, what we talked about last stream, which we'll talk about again today, what Daisy Ridley's now saying, the fact that they're taking their time and not rushing it out, all this stuff makes me think it's on the right path. Let's put it that way. It won't be the first Star Wars movie to release. The Mandalorian and Grogu movie will. It might not even be the next Star Wars movie to be released, because Dawn of the Jedi could be, Sean Levy's movie could be, but I think they're taking their time and really figuring it out with this Rey movie. But having said that, let's get back to this article. I appreciate the super chat. I really, really do. But god damn it. I was in the middle of something. I was reading a sentence and you're throwing super chats at me like I what? Let me read the damn article. God. But no, I appreciate the super. I appreciate it. I appreciate the super chat. Okay, moving on. So Daisy Ridley got her starting in, of course, the sequel trilogy. She became a household name, much like all other main characters in the Star Wars universe who become big-time actors. They usually start with Star Wars. Adam Driver, John Boyega, Daisy Ridley. They are all now household names, much like Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford. Similar to Ewan McGregor. Now, Ewan McGregor had, he had a lot of... Wait, what? Hold up. I've been so rudely interrupted again. What? Jordan Rennie with an $150. Huh? What? Jordan. Jordan is the GOAT. What? I appreciate that, Jordan. I really, really do. Holy shit. Whose credit card did you steal? No, I appreciate it, Jordan. Holy shit. That's insane. I appreciate it, Jordan. I really, really do. That is extremely generous. Is that the biggest super chat we've ever had in channel history? I think it is. I believe it is. $150 billion from Jordan Rennie. That's crazy. That's insane. But I appreciate it. And now, since I've been so rudely interrupted again. By the way, his super chat just says, now finish the article. Just finish the article. You know, I'm trying to finish the article, but you keep on distracting me with all these incredibly generous super chats! God! Can't a man just read an article about the Rey movie every once in a while? Holy shit. That was insane, Jordan. That just made my day and my week and my year. So I appreciate it quite a bit. Yeah. Now, where was I? So Daisy Ridley got her start and became a household name in the ways as most other Star Wars performers did. Like Mark Hamill, like Carrie Fisher, like Harrison Ford, like John Boyega, like Adam Driver, like Hayden Christensen, like Natalie Portman. All these people went on to be big-time actors, or at least household names, because of the roles that they played. Some of them not really getting the chance to do other roles because of the fact that they have been established so much so with their Star Wars characters, like a Hayden Christensen, like a John Boyega, like a Daisy Ridley, sort of like a Carrie Fisher. Now, Carrie Fisher did do other things, but she's always going to be the princess. But having said that, after the controversial reception of The Rise of Skywalker, most thought that we'd never see Rey again. Now, that's pretty tough to do. There's going to be stories after the sequel trilogy. They have to involve Rey. I mean, she is the hero who ends up on top at the end of the sequel trilogy. So they have to involve her in what stories come next, right? However, in 2023, it was announced that she would return to lead a new Jedi Order movie from director Sharmina Obaid-Chinoy. During a recent interview with Collider's Maggie Lovitz to promote her upcoming movie Cleaner, Ridley spoke out about her involvement behind the camera as a potential producer in the upcoming Star Wars flick, as well as how things are different this time around. So this is what she had to say about her involvement with the movie, because she only came back because of the ideas that they had for the movie. Like, she knows that this is a big deal, and what they're going to do, continuing the story, is a big deal. I want Zori Bliss to return. Me too, Trevor. Zori was a cool character, for sure. Absolutely. Star Wars Order, what's up? Okay. But let's read what she had to say. Shall we? Before I get so rudely interrupted by another super chat from Jordan or anybody else. Darth Plagueis lives. Jordan, you blew my freaking mind with that super chat. I don't even know what to say. It's absolutely insane, and I appreciate it quite a bit. But let's read what she had to say. She said, I don't know that I'd be a producer on it. So she's not a producer yet. Maybe she will be someday, but she's not a producer yet. But, and we have a super chat. Okay. Hang on. Darth Racoonar with a very generous $2 holla. I appreciate it, Darth Racoonar. I really, really do. $2 is so insanely... Oh my God, $2? Imagine I got like so much more hyped up than the 150. But I appreciate it. I really, really do. Any amount of super chat, of course, is very, very generous. Jordan just Had to go and one-up everybody. Finished the article already? Okay, well, I'm trying to. Got to keep pausing to answer all these super chats. Holy shit. Ugh. Okay, where was I? I don't know if I'd be a producer on it, but I certainly have been very involved. So this is pretty important. She's been involved in the creation of this show. Oh my God. Jordan with a very generous $2 holla. Jordan, you're crazy. You're being cut off. No, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Why have you not finished the article yet? Well, I'm trying. You know, I come on live streams. I try my best to finish articles, but you know, when you guys just sit here and interrupt me time and time again, it's really hard to. I'm just trying to quote Daisy Ridley. You know, Daisy Ridley's just trying to tell us a nice story about how she's involved with the Rey movie, and we're trying to get through the news, but it's not working. Hey, Mike, did you see that Star Wars just released a Book of Boba Fett Season 1 clip? No. What do you mean? On their YouTube channel? What you talking about? Hang on, we gotta go check this out. You're saying there's a... Hang on. They just released it on their YouTube channel? Oh, it was a short maybe? Interesting. Okay, we'll check this out in a second, but I have another super chat. Oh my God. Holly with a very generous $5 holla. Holy crap, you guys are feeling extra generous today with just laughing emojis. Okay. Okay. I see how it is. We're just laughing at me now. I appreciate it, Holly. I really, really do. Okay, but let me take a look at this. Okay, now we're way off topic here, but we're going to the Book of Boba Fett for a second, okay? Because Star Wars official YouTube account just posted this.
Boba Fett, la punichasa karato.
Yes, motherfucker, you dick.
Di espa ka jitik dujaba. Anka es chiji.
I don't care what your tablet says. This is Mos Espa, and I am Daimyo here.
Unawa.
Chrysanthemum.
You can bring as many gladiators as you wish, but these are not the deathbeds of Dur, and I am not a sleeping Trandoshan god.
Boom roasted.
This territory is mine. Go back to Nalhata.
Dako sama siso.
Uh-oh.
Mima uska moda. Daimindia kilia uba.
Yeah.
Your cousin Jabbar is dead. His cowardly majordomo usurped his territory, and then I killed him. All that is his belongs to me now.
Okay, so this is weird because they just posted this right now. Yeah, so this is kind of what people are on the same track as. I think this is almost marketing for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. We've talked about the leaks before of the Hutts and the possibility of seeing Boba in the movie and the twin Hutts and how they're going to put out a bounty on Rada the Hutt and all that stuff. So it's possible that this is sort of reacquainting people with the twins because these twin Hutts will likely be in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Interesting. Boba Fett in Mando movie? Yeah, everybody go like that comment. Okay, so that's a little strange, weirdly out of nowhere. But let's get back to this article, shall we? Shall we? Okay. So, She doesn't think she'll be a producer, but she's definitely been involved, very involved. She said, I'm involved in, well, not very involved in, but I am involved in as much as I know what's going on. I know the story, which of course is why she came on. I know what's going on with the script. So I am aware of all of that. So she's aware of everything. All this behind the scenes stuff, Daisy Ridley knows. And I think what's been really wonderful over the last few years is being more involved from the start to finish, because she wasn't when it came to the sequel trilogy. Really coming to set knowing this is the absolute best way we can tell this story. This is very important. This is so goddamn important, and I will tell you why in a second, because we have another super chat. Oh my God. Jordan with the very generous $2 holla says, Star Wars is now interrupting your articles. I know. What the hell? Okay, moving on. So this is so important because Daisy Ridley obviously knows and is playing coy with the idea that the sequel trilogy was obviously not met with the greatest of receptions from the Star Wars fandom. The fact is, a lot of fans either really, really like The Force Awakens or they don't. They really, really like The Last Jedi or they don't. They really, really like The Rise of Skywalker or they don't. But they don't really see the three movies as a cohesive story. And that's because they weren't. They were made one after the other, contradicting the other as they came out. And that's not really good. So the idea of what she's talking about here is that she's in on the ground floor and is very involved with the sort of conception of this movie from start to finish, and that the story will be hopefully a well-told one from start to finish. It'll be the absolute best way to tell the story, with a full planned out story in advance, not just pieced together as they go along, which is very, very important. These are the best actors for the jobs. This is pretty interesting. We don't really know of many people who are attached to this Rey movie as an actor or an actress, except for Daisy Ridley. We talked about the possibility of seeing Oscar Isaac come back as Poe Dameron because he's now going to be at Star Wars Celebration in Japan. We've talked about John Boyega possibly coming back to play Finn in this movie as well, but we haven't had confirmation of any of that. So these actors coming back are the best for the job is pretty interesting for her to say. This is the best crew for the job. Again, we don't know much about that except for Sharmila Bedchinoy and George Nolfi. And having that confidence is so lovely. And it's not that I didn't have it before, but it's much more I'm much more cognizant of it now. So it's not that there wasn't that sort of best actors for the job, best crew for the job for the sequel trilogy. It's more that she is now more aware of it and is more involved in it this time around. So in that way, I'm looking forward to turning up, really knowing the ins and outs of what the journey has been. And we are arriving at the absolute best place to tell this particular story. So here's the deal. You've had actors and actresses in the past talk about Star Wars in interviews and all this stuff, and have been really all over the place and not really helped the fandom in any sort of way. Daisy Ridley is one of the greatest actors or actresses for Star Wars in an interview. She says all the right things all the time. And she knows when to bite her tongue. She knows when to talk freely. She knows when to do all the right things. This is the perfect response to how involved are you in the Rey movie. She's very involved. She's getting to see how it's done correctly. This is the best way to tell a story. We got the best actors. We got the best crew. We're really setting it up perfectly, so it's going to be the perfect story to tell at the perfect time in the perfect way. Because here's the deal. All that we know of the Rey movie story is that it will be 15 years after the Rise of Skywalker, following Rey, her new Jedi Order, what the galaxy looks like at that time period. That's it. We don't know a villain. We don't know a plot. We don't know anything. We don't know if Finn will be in it. We don't know if Kylo Ren will somehow come back to life. We don't know anything. Will Luke be in it as a Force ghost? Leia? I don't know. But what we do know is that they're taking their time. They're not rushing this thing. They're getting the right writer that they can find, the best writer that they can find. And if they don't like the scripts that Stephen Knight gave them or Damon Lindelof gave them, then they're moving on to the next writer. That's not a bad thing. Losing a writer is not always a bad thing. It's usually to find the best writer possible. And they're not rushing this film. So honestly, to me, this is obviously a great response to the question, but it's great news because they are really trying to do what they can to make this the best possible movie for us as the fans. They don't want to rush it. They have other projects in the works. They got the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. They got the Dawn of the Jedi. They got the Sean Levy movie. They got all the projects they can possibly imagine for the next 2 to 3 years for Star Wars movies. So they don't need to rush this Rey movie at all. But they want to get the perfect script, the perfect story, and tell it the right way. Hopefully it's the beginning to a new trilogy, a post-sequel world trilogy. And Rey sort of works as the Ben Kenobi of the trilogy, but only time will tell. We know very little about the show, or movie, sorry. But this is great news. This is what you want to hear from the actress who's sort of the lead of the movie, as far as we're aware. But it would not be in Daisy Ridley's character to bash the production or creative methods of prior Star Wars sets that she's worked on, but it certainly sounds like she is happy to be more involved with bringing Rey to life on the big screen this time. It sounds like Daisy Ridley won't earn a producer's credit for the new Jedi Order movie, but her working behind the camera is a stepping stone that will likely help her earn the producing credit in the future. I think she will be a producer on this movie. I think eventually it will come to that, but only time will tell. Where was I? Oh, if it's something she's ever interested in, that is, of course. The sequel trilogy may not have gone out on the highest of notes, but if Daisy Ridley is confident in the direction it's heading, the Star Wars fans have every reason to be confident and excited as well, which I think so too. So then they go on to talk about who could appear, and obviously you got Din Djarin, Grogu, John Boy, Finn, and Poe Dameron. Poe Dameron and Finn, I should say. But those are all just speculations for now. That's what Daisy Ridley had to say, and it's pretty important. I mean, the Rey movie is going to be met with a great divide in the Star Wars fandom. Absolutely. There's no way around that. There's absolutely no way around that. It's just going to happen. But if it's a great movie, if it's a great story, and if it's told the right way, setting up the future of the Star Wars galaxy post-sequel trilogy, then we're in a great spot. Doesn't matter what the haters say about the movie. If it's good, it's good. There's no denying good. So that's what we need. That's what we need. Anthony, what's up, says, honestly, Mike, having Daisy Ridley be the one who talks about and promotes the project is further disturbing to me. She's not a producer or writer or director. Well, the only reason she's the one talking about it is because she's on press tours for her other projects. If she wasn't, there would be no word about this movie. So the reason that the actors are usually the ones who talk about the projects is because they're in interviews for other projects. So they're being asked, oh, well, what about coming back to Star Wars? You know? So it's not really her fault that she's being asked those questions. Yeah. Jordan says, Mike, what order do you think the upcoming films will release in? That's kind of tough. We don't really know where each project is at in its sort of production stage. But when you look at it, the Mandalorian and Grogu movie is obviously going to be first. Then it could be any of the next three, I guess. It could be the Rey movie, which I doubt, but it could be the Rey movie. It could be the Dawn of the Jedi, which is James Mangold's, or it could even be Sean Levy's movie. Now, the reason I hesitate to say Sean Levy's is because we don't know anything about it. Like, nothing. Could star Ryan Gosling, maybe. And it's going to be directed by Sean Levy. That's all we know. We don't even know when it takes place in the timeline. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. But we do know the Mandalorian and Grogu movie will be first. That's for damn sure. That's for damn sure. I just want to be alive when they finally do the Old Republic movies with Revan. Yeah, I mean, you and me both. Here's the deal. the Old Republic seems to be getting hinted at more and more through books and comics and all sorts of media from Star Wars. I mean, at last Star Wars Celebration, they put up a timeline on the screen, and on that timeline, they put the Old Republic. Now, switching gears to the Old Republic time period is extremely difficult to do because you're focusing so much now on the Skywalker saga, you're focusing so much on the Mandalorian, Mandoverse, I should say, that you're trying to fill in the gaps in between the trilogies, which makes sense. The sequel trilogy right now, whether you like it or not, is sort of in a weird spot where a lot of plot holes are in there and a lot of unanswered questions still sit there. So they want to fill in the gaps before and after the sequel trilogy to fix that, I guess, to make somehow Palpatine Returned make more sense. Make it make sense. To have Luke Skywalker on Ahch-To make more sense. Ben Solo's Fall to the Dark Side be explored and explained. That's what we need. So once we fill that gap, or we could even do it at the same time as doing Old Republic content, but even still, once that gap is filled, now you have no other place in the Skywalker saga to tell a story. So you have to move somewhere else. And I think the best bet is the Old Republic. You have so many Legends characters and Legends stories that already exist that you can bring into canon pretty easily because no other legacy characters from the Skywalker saga are involved at all. So I think someday, hopefully within the somewhat near future, they will completely take a shift and go to fully Old Republic content. Shows, animated shows, live action shows, movies, trilogies, books, comics, all of it. But that might be a while. Hopefully the somewhat near future, but that we have no idea of knowing. Yeah. I think Dave Filoni's film will be after the Mandalorian Grogu movie. Well, I don't think so because he's working on Ahsoka Season 2. So Ahsoka Season 2 is going to be worked on and filmed while another Star Wars movie is being worked on and filmed. So while Dave Filoni's making Ahsoka Season 2, then either Sean Levy's movie or James Mangold's movie or the Rey movie will be created at the same time. Yeah. Yeah. Carry On says, so easy. Luke in the sequels was a clone, and he is actually out looking for the Mortis dagger, like in the EU. Interesting. Fixes everything, and we can go, and we can have Sting. What? We can have Sting, Luke back in between and in the future? I don't know what that means. But going back to your first part, making Luke a clone on Ahch-To, it would make sense at a time, but it doesn't now. Because at the end, when Luke dies, he still goes to Leia, and that's his sister. So it's still an end for Luke's character. Yeah. Yeah. Since the High Republic is wrapping up now, they could move to the Old Republic next, you're saying? It could be. Could be. I just bought my Star Wars Celebration plane ticket. Nice. See you there? No. I will sadly not be there. No, it's not that I can't afford the ticket, because I've actually been offered by two people because they had an extra ticket. Obviously, I would pay for it, but even still, I said no. The reason I'm not going to Star Wars Celebration is pretty simple, actually. It's just because I got to cover it. I got to cover the Star Wars Celebration. I can't really do it if I'm there in Japan. I need my PC. I need all my setup. So there's going to be a ton of announcements, and I want to cover all of it. Obviously, being there at Star Wars Celebration is an experience in and of itself that I'd want to be a part of. But I think for me, the best bet is to stay here and cover it with you guys, cover it with everybody, and go from there. Yeah. So sadly, I will not be at Star Wars Celebration this year. Yeah. Please answer my question. Well, I would have loved if you put your question in that chat because I don't know where your last chat is. I thought Ahsoka was going into production about now, and James Mangold's movie doesn't even have a script yet. Well, James Mangold's movie, the script is being worked on right now between Mr. Willie Mon and James Mangold, but the Ahsoka series is going to start filming in April. Yeah. Adam, I'm looking for your last comment, but it just says shake it off. So I don't really know what you were saying. Alex, what's up? Who's your favorite character from the sequels? Kylo Ren. Actually, no. Well, yeah, Kylo's probably my seriously favorite character, but my, I guess, funnier favorite character is Babu Frick, of course. Babu is the GOAT. Yeah. Okay. Let's quickly talk about Skeleton Crew Season 2, okay? So Skeleton Crew Season 2 rumors have been kicked up yet again because this weekend, or last weekend, I guess, this previous weekend we just celebrated. Do you celebrate a weekend? I don't even know. But over this last weekend, there was in Orlando, Florida, Megacon. Megacon is one of the biggest cons of the year. It's up there with, I mean, it's not as big, but it's up there with like San Diego Comic-Con and New York Comic-Con. But it's a very big con, and we had a reunion of the Skeleton Crew cast. The actors and actresses who played Fern, KB, Wim, Neil, and Jod all sat down and took pictures with fans and signed autographs and did interviews and all this stuff. It was cool. It was a lot of fun. But it sparked a lot of questions online of an Andor Season 2. And here's the deal. Actually, let's put up a poll first. Let's pull it up first. Let's pull it up first. Okay, by the way, are you excited for the Rey movie? 62% of you said yes. That's actually a lot higher than I thought. Okay. Do you want a Skeleton Crew Season 2? There's been a lot of talk today. Yes or no? Go vote on that. There's been a lot of talk today about Andor Season 2 and how we were talking earlier about how the second season is helping the first season quite a bit because people are getting hyped up for Season 2 by going back and rewatching Season 1. And the fact that there's already a second season established for the first season, people were more excited. Now, Skeleton Crew finds itself in a weird spot. The first season was really, really good, but the viewership numbers were pretty low. The lowest, actually, of any Star Wars show ever. Now, the viewer numbers did climb as the show aired, but even still, the viewership numbers are very, very low. Skeleton Crew is a spectacular show. I think everybody who watched it would agree with me when I say that. It's very, very, very good. Top tier, for sure. However, the fact that there is no second season has fans sort of in a limbo here. Will we ever see these characters again? They all ended in a pretty weird spot. Did Jog get captured by the New Republic? Maybe. But even still, what will the kids go on to do? Wim has a lightsaber now. Are they just going to stay on At-Aten, or are they going to go off on another adventure? Are they still going to remain the Skeleton Crew? I really don't know. So will there be a second season of that show, or will we just see those characters somewhere else? Tell me what you think in the chat. And while you do, I want to show you something pretty cool. By the way, 90% of you off the bat say that you do want a second season of Skeleton Crew, which is awesome. But let's do this. Adam, you know what would be very helpful if you just ask the question again? You know? So At-Aten will, of course, play a big role in what's to come with Thrawn, hopefully, in the First Order. I'm actually watching it. Star Wars Resistance. I know. I'm watching it. It's crazy. I held off for so long. But no, I'm watching Star Wars Resistance. And I must say, I'm quite surprised. It's not the greatest show of all time. It's not better than Clone Wars, Rebels, Bad Batch, or anything like that. But I will say, it's obviously geared more towards little kids. But once you get past that, once you get past the animation style, Adam, I believe you, but just write the question again. Just write it again. So I will say the story is really good. It is. It's sort of just like a background story type deal, but it's good. It shows me that the First Order, the story of the Resistance, the story of the New Republic is a far greater one that needs more exploration. The rise of the First Order needs more exploration. And spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Resistance, it came out like a decade ago. Jordan with the very generous $2 holla says, answer Adam's question. I'm trying, Jordan. Don't you worry. I'm trying. I really am. But like the First Order destroys the New Republic. And I don't think that really sets in until I watch that first season of Resistance, because the finale is those planets being blown up by Starkiller Base. The First Order rises to power, and there's this sort of split in the galaxy of New Republic has power over some planets. The First Order has power over other planets. It's almost like the Clone Wars to an extent with the Separatists and the Republic. But instead of Order 66 making the Empire be the one remaining force, the First Order uses Starkiller Base to destroy the New Republic's capital planets, multiple planets. So instead of one beating the other in a war with blasters, one literally destroyed the entire capital of the others to take over the entire galaxy. It's pretty awesome. Yeah. Adam, type the question again. I'm really interested to know what your question is at this point. Like, it's killing me now. Hal Runner Base says, Adam was asking your thoughts on Kylo Ren hunting down Order 66 survivors in the comics. Is that true? No. No, it was not. I know, Adam, but do it again. Like, what is the I'm dying to know. Did you put a swear in it? Is that why it's just not showing up? Does it have a swear in it? I don't know what it is. It's long, then copy and paste it. I'm dying to know what this. I'm dying to know what this is. Dying. I'm scrolling up, Adam. I don't see a long question from you. It must not be coming through. Maybe it's too long. I don't know. You only get a certain amount of things. I'm not seeing anything, Adam. It's not here. It doesn't exist. Whatever you're trying to say you sent 8 times does not exist. Okay. But talking about back to Skeleton Crew and Megacon. So they talked a lot about these interviews and all this stuff about the first season of Skeleton Crew. Not many questions about season 2. I'm sure if there is a season 2, it will be announced at Star Wars Celebration, but only time will tell. But one of the questions was asked to Jude Law, and that was talking about his Jedi training experience with a lightsaber. And this is pretty cool. So they went into detail with this pretty much. Star Wars Skeleton Crew stars Jude Law has confirmed that his mysterious Jedi, Jod Nawud, had never used a lightsaber before the show. Now this makes sense. Now that we know his backstory. Jod Nawud's story went full circle by the end of Skeleton Crew, with the pirate captain pretending to be a Jedi due to his Force powers and the lightsaber he now possesses. Many watched the lightsaber style actively, with some discussion about his lightsaber form, while others pointed out that the that he's never held a lightsaber before, sorry. But at 2025's Megacon, he was asked about this. And his response was, well, we kind of like the idea that he has 0 lightsaber experience. So the reason that he looks like he's just swinging a lightsaber around is because they're just that. It's because just that. He's never had lightsaber training. And that's what we learn. That's what we learn in the show. So that makes a lot of sense. And that's sort of what we were talking about there. But there's this interview, and I it's like a 30-minute thing, so I wanted to I pinpointed the point. Where was it? Oh, here we go. So this is where they're all on stage together. This is, of course, Wim, Fern, KB, Neil, and Jod. And this is the guy interviewing them. And they bring out Bryce Dallas Howard onto stage. Now, Bryce Dallas Howard has become a fan favorite in the Star Wars fandom for all the work that she's done on The Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, Skeleton Crew, etc. And here's what she had to say. Actually, so a fan screams something, and we'll go from there. So just take a gander at this. So that fan just yelled, well, first of all, they said, "We love you." And then the second one yelled, "You saved Star Wars." So there's a lot of fans who, of course, think that the sequel trilogy is what destroyed Star Wars and the Disney Plus shows was what saved Star Wars. But yelling to Bryce Dallas Howard that she saved Star Wars, and her response is actually pretty good. Listen to this.
Were you ready for that? Like, literally, that was everything right there. I love it.
I just work for Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, and that's.
I just work for Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau. I mean, she's not wrong. She's only a director of a handful of episodes on The Mandalorian and on these other projects. And she, of course, works under Jon and Dave. But fans have been asking now for Bryce Dallas Howard to be getting her own movie or her own show or like just her own anything in the Star Wars universe because every episode that she does is so damn good. So it's kind of funny that, first of all, they yell to her, "You saved Star Wars." And then second of all, her response is, "I just work for Jon and Dave." Because, of course, they're the ones who, quote unquote, saved Star Wars. Yeah. It's pretty good. It's pretty damn good. It was fun. It's a cool interview. It's about 30 minutes long if you want to watch the whole thing. But yeah, there you go. There you go. But that was a little cool thing. Okay, but going back to Skeleton Crew Season 2. So the possibility of a Season 2, I think, is kind of likely. I know that we've talked about before these characters showing up in different projects, but for a Season 2 to happen, it would have to be announced at Star Wars Celebration this year because, well, it would get people excited because the show just ended and people want more. Jordan with the very generous $2 holla says, "Members are the goats. Become a member. Become a goat." There you go. Why not? Sure. Thanks, Jordan. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. All right, Adam, I am dying to see this question. Let's see it. Okay. So now, there it is. There is no question. Mace Cameron, what's up? Where is Samantha? She's not here right now. Did the number I commented come up? Yes, 1313. The Django game that got canceled? Yes. 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 Is the question about 1313? I don't know what you're saying. That's not a question, Adam. Yeah, I think this is a prank at this point, and I'm sick of it. Okay. With that, let's end this poll. Let's end this poll, shall we? Surely 150 is worth a Sam cameo. Honestly, she's not here. I would love to do that, but I can't. She's not here. Hang on. Let's do something here. Let's do something here. Let's we'll send a Snapchat to Samantha, okay? Here's what we're gonna do. So everybody say hi to Samantha in the chat, okay? Say hi to Samantha in the chat, and I'll send it to her Snapchat, and we'll go from there. And I'll tell her that Jordan sent $150 to for you to say hi, and you're not even here. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Call her. We'll start with this. We'll start with the Snapchat. Okay. Okay. Chat wants to say hi to you, and Jordan sent $150 and said that it's worthy of a you cameo, and you're not here, so they're mad. Oh my God! Look at this. Oh, look at this. See this? This is what happened. Crazy. Crazy. Okay. So I'll send that to her, and then she'll feel bad about it because she's not here. Okay. But I appreciate it. And Andy K, I saw that super chat. I appreciate it quite a bit as well. Yeah. Did it come through? Did my question come through? All right, Adam, moment of truth. Yeah, this is a joke. Adam, I can see all your comments except for this question, so I don't think this is real, and I'm done trying. Okay. Yeah. Who is Samantha? No, I'm kidding. Samantha is this girl right here next to Hayden Christensen and me. There you go. That's Samantha. Okay. All right. But I do have to get on out of here. Yeah, Adam, nobody in the chat is seeing your question. So, yeah. Yes, I am quite tall. I know. I'm aware of that. It's about 1313. I get that, but I don't know what the question is. So, okay. Okay. Until then, yeah. Smash a freaking like on this stream if you have not already. How many likes do we have, chat? Am I going to be upset? 74. I guess that's a pretty good amount of super chat. I appreciate you guys. How tall are you, Mike? About 6'5"-ish. Well, probably like 6'4" and 3/4, but you know, we round up here. 6'5"-ish. But I appreciate you guys. Smash a freaking like on the stream if you have not already. Hit that subscribe, hit that bell so you get notified every time I post a video. My professional. Maybe someday we'll find out what what Adam's question was, but I guess we'll never know. Annie K, shout out to Annie K, Jordan Rennie, of course. Holly, Jordan Rennie, Jordan Rennie, Jordan Rennie, Jordan Rennie, Jordan Rennie, Jordan Rennie again, Jordan Rennie again. Darth Raccoonar, Darth Plagueis lives. Annie K, I appreciate you all so much more than you will ever know. Especially Jordan Rennie for the very generous super chats. I appreciate you guys. But yeah, I'm going to have to get on out of here so I can finish up the short for today, and then we'll go from there. I appreciate you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Smash a freaking like on the stream if you have not already. And may the force be with you. Always. Oh, yeah. What a great stream. What a great show. You guys are the absolute best. I appreciate you all so much more than you will ever know. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Great rest of your lives. Jordan Rennie is the GOAT. And good night, everybody.